Madame Charlotte Osei, appointed new chair of the Electoral Commission of Ghana. President John Dramani Mahama has, in accordance with Article 70, Clause 2 of the 1992 Constitution, appointed Mrs. Charlotte Osei as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Ghana. A statement signed by Chief of Staff Julius Deborah said Mrs. Osei, who replaces Dr. Kwadwo Afari-Gyan, was until her appointment the chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education. Mrs. Osei, a lawyer with considerable experience in public service management, institutional reform, also has expertise in corporate law, banking, insurance, project financing, and public-private partnerships. The new EC chairperson holds a master's in law degree from the Queen's University, Kingston, Canada, and a master's in business lecture or business leadership from the University of South Africa, Pretoria. She obtained an LLB from the University of Ghana in 1992. Dr. Kwadwo Afari-Gyan has retired and is resting peacefully. He said he is going into farming. Great news coming in through TV3 tonight. Let's speak to Ransford Jampo. He is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. Mr. Jampo, grateful to have you tonight.
Pleasure.
So, did the news wake you up, or you got the news before you went to bed?
Well, I think the news woke me up. You guys kept calling, and I didn't know why my phone was ringing like that, so I had to wake up and
right. Right, so the news is that Madame Charlotte Osei is the new UC chairperson. Let's quickly talk about her acceptability from both sides of the political divide. How do you see it?
Well, I will, in the first place, say that this is a plus for the Mahama administration in terms of appointment of women to key positions. And again, it is, in my view, a clever way of not stirring controversy regarding who heads the EC. You recall that in some weeks, a couple of months ago, there were calls that there should be very much consultations, public consultations, regarding who will be appointed as the chair of the EC, so that whoever emerges will be accepted by both parties and by all within the political space of Ghana. And I don't think these consultations may have been held particularly among the key actors and then the leadership of the other political parties. But the point is that the woman who has been appointed, even though had his earlier appointment as the NCC boss given to her by the NDC administration, I don't think she is that much tainted politically, and so I am not too sure whether her appointment will stir the controversy that the various calls for much consultation, were trying to avoid. And so, like I said, it's a clever way of not stirring controversy. But the other issue I want to find out, maybe you are journalists, since this came to me very late, we should find out, because I know Article 70 Clause 2 was being interrogated in court regarding who really was supposed to be doing the appointment. Was it the Council of State or the President? I'm not sure. I don't know whether that matter has been resolved fully by the Supreme Court, and so let's find out. And then we also want to find out her track record as the boss of the NCC. I don't know about that. What was also her relationship with the current officials of the EC, because I know they were housed in the same building. What was the relationship? Because he's going to work with them. And I think generally I can only wish her well, but we should also be mindful that area, that position is a very tough and rugged position. You need to be able to be tough, like Afari-Gyan, to defend and stand by your decision. And you need somebody who is very much strong, because you're going to meet very tough and rugged political actors who may pull you here and there. And if you are not tough, it may it may not augur well. And so it's important that she raises herself for the job. There are so many proposals for electoral reform that have been submitted to the Electoral Commission. Let's see how she's able to implement them.
You raised a very important point, because a journalist is in court about this particular Article 70, Clause 2 of the Constitution on the appointment. You kind of think that perhaps the court could nullify her appointment if the court's decision turns the other way around. We know the case has been adjourned.
Well, first of all, the appointing authority may then be cited for contempt, because we all know. Last week there was a rumor that one other person had been appointed. I checked, and then I was told that the matter is still pending in court as to who really would have to appoint. And so if the matter is there and it's not being dealt with by the court, and then we've gone out of way to make that appointment, then I think we may not be respecting the institutions of state. So the appointing authority may be cited for contempt. But I don't know if maybe it's been handled or resolved by the Supreme Court. If that is the case, then I don't have qualms for now with the appointment.
Grateful, Mr. Ransford Gyampo, for speaking to us. A political science lecturer. We'll try hard and get lawyer Afenyo Markin. He is the one in court on behalf of the journalist who was taking the case of the appointment of the EC to court. My producers are working hard. They'll quickly work hard and see if they can speak to Mr. Lawyer Afenyo Markin, the lawyer for the plaintiff in the that particular case. But time now to let you speak on your agenda. So on 0302763450, you get the chance to speak to me on the appointment of Madame Charlotte Osei as the new boss. A master's degree in law from Queen's University, Kingston, Canada, and a master's in business leadership from the University of South Africa, Pretoria. She obtained an LLB from the University of Ghana in 1992. Dr. Gujaf Ajami is retiring, or has retired from the EC. Quickly, let me speak to poster and managing editor of the Daily Dispatch newspaper, Mr. Ben Efson. He just joined me on phone. Mr. Ben Efson, so finally, Madame Charlotte Osei is the choice. Let's quickly look at how she'll be accepted.
Well, I think that, good evening to your viewers. I think that the post of the head of the EC is not an individual affair. There are about 7 commissioners.
Right.
And the chairperson acts in concert. So when there was so much noise as to who will be the EC chair, I was surprised. Because if you're a political party and you don't protect your vote at the ballot, whoever is EC boss cannot protect you.
So you see her as becoming very acceptable to all political divide?
The political parties do not have a choice. As per our constitution, it's the president who does it in consultation with the Council of State. The political parties don't have a choice. It is the same as a president appointing a chief justice of Supreme Court. Supreme Court is approved by the Parliament. So the political parties unfortunately don't have a choice in this matter.
They don't have, but it's a game between 2, 3, 4, 5 organizations, political parties, and whoever is the umpire of a game should be acceptable by all, at least. That's what I'm asking. You think she's in a position to be accepted by all parties?
Right. I don't even want to go there. If there are 21 political parties, are you saying they should vote for electoral commissioner? And that's not even a part I want to think of. The bottom line is that they don't have a choice. And if you're going to think of acceptable to political parties, there must be a mechanism for political parties to accept or reject. That is not the issue. Otherwise, we are just going to have mayhem in all appointments. The point is that once it has, the president has satisfied the constitutional requirements of appointing in consultation with the Council of State, the issue of whether the political parties will accept her or not is immaterial and I think irrelevant.
From what you said, how do you see her managing? Dr. Kujaa Afra-Gyan has been in for about 6 elections. Some argue that he's left the commission not well composed. Others have said he's been one of the best on the continent. Is Madam Charlotte able to step into the shoes of Dr. Afra-Gyan?
Right. I think that the issue of Dr. Afra-Gyan not having left the commission well composed, I disagree. People will have that view that they are entitled to it.
Right.
Once the Supreme Court threw out the election petition, it is deemed that the election was free and fair. Yes, the Supreme Court said that there must be electoral reforms, and electoral reforms had been going on from 1992, from voting in a not transparent ballot box to a ballot box. I think that Madam Osei's tax will be made easier if she decides to rely on the very experienced hands which are the Electoral Commission at all levels. And she must be able to have a very thick skin because there are 7 commissioners and anything happens. I mean, for example, during the election petition, then you had an idea. People did not understand the role of the Electoral Commission in terms of the 7 commissioners, right, and the chairman. Because if there's a presiding officer, they hire 130,000 people. And people expect the Electoral Commissioner to be able to look in the head of all the 130 commission. It doesn't work this way. So Madam Osei must have first decide to grow a thick skin because from where it's coming from the NCCE, there isn't much focus on her. So she must grow extra thick skin for this new role as the EC boss.
You are asking that she comes with a thick skin. Are you suggesting that she's going to come under pressure?
Not under pressure. I mean, Brian, you and I, as journalists, we're under pressure from all sectors. I'm sure if you work in the streets of people will point, you, Brian, don't like this party, you like this party. So here is somebody who, after every 4 years, he's going to announce the results. People forget that the results go through a chain. There will be 30,000 polling stations. They will go to constituency before they go to district, go to regional, before they come to national, before the EC boss announces it. So if all these change and the party is dissatisfied, and if the person will blame the head of the EC, that party is just ignorant. So after the criticism, they will fly fast. But Dr. Afra-Gyan has succeeded because he's worked closely with the commissioners that they have done. And one good thing the electoral petition brought is that it made everybody realize that if you allow yourself for sand to be put in your garri, you are doomed.
Poster Ben Epson, grateful for your time here. He's the managing news editor of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Charlotte Osei of the National Commission for Civic Education appointed the new EC chairperson. That's President satisfying Article 72 of the 1992 Constitution, and that's it.